Y'all know what the fuck going on. I'm back with another episode of the Polluted Cup Club. I am he am I, the motherfucking host with the most, Mr. Leave a Bitch on Ghost, the Black Heisenberg, aka the Big House, not the little one. And today we in here with another special guest, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's real near and dear to my heart, you know what I mean? I see really out here stirring up a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? I done seen him come from nothing and to make that shit into something, you know what I'm saying? Found his own lane, he carved out his own way, you dig what I'm saying? Let him know who we got in here today.
It's the Danklab in the house.
Shit! Big gallitos.
Big gallitos.
You know what I'm talking about? Not the little gallitos, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? My boy Danklab, the one and only Danklab, man. So just in case they don't know who the fuck Danklab is, let them know who you is, man.
Well, shit. Where do I begin?
Hey, we'll start it just like this, man. We're going to let them know where you come from. You know what I'm saying? We'll let them know your background. And then we'll get into what it is that you actually do. You dig me?
Yeah, well, I was born and raised in East LA, in the hood.
In the barrio. Shit.
As soon as we came into Earth, we went back south to Sinaloa. So I was raised in Mexico. That's really where it all really started, man.
So how long was you in Mexico? So you was born in the U.S. and then moved to Mexico?
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
We moved south, man. I don't think I was even a year old when my mom and my dad decided to go back down. Mm-hmm. And I stayed there until I was 8 years old. Damn,
fool, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that, bro.
Yeah, that's where some of this mixed language comes.
Yeah.
I speak fluent English, but sometimes I get it twisted with my Spanish, and it kind of...
You mix it up. You sound like me. Yeah, you know, I'm talking about making new Spanish words. Oh, that's fucking dope. So when you was a young jitterbug, man, they uprooted you and moved you to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Was that a culture shock for you, bro, or what?
Nah, I really can't say it was a culture shock because technically I didn't even know I was born in the U.S. I even have a certificate of being born in Sinaloa and Culiacan. So I was raised like a Sinaloense.
So you was out there in the rancho.
Yeah.
Living like a little mountain kid, you know what I mean?
So it was natural
That's the best shit, though. So did y'all have like like farms and shit like that or what?
My aunt did.
Straight up.
Yeah, my grandma and my grandparents, they stayed in the city, which is Culiacan.
Okay, cool.
Capital.
Straight up, Sinaloa.
So, yeah. But every so often, once a month, we would go to my grandma's sister's house. She had a big old ranch.
Straight up.
And we'll spend the weekends out there, be up at 5 a.m, milking the cows, having that fresh milk.
Straight up.
And that's something that I always look back at.
You said milking the cow.
Yeah.
Man, fresh leche. You know what I'm saying? Fresh leche from the vaca. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing like it.
Yeah. That's dope as fuck, bro. So, like, at that time, bro, was the cartel prominent? Like, living in Culiacan, was the cartel prominent at that time?
It was. Being young, you're not really exposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember, my grandma telling me to stay away from certain areas, certain parts of the family. Like, I wouldn't go unless she was there.
Yeah.
Sure enough, as I got older, I kind of connect the dots.
Straight up.
And you know what really was going down. But the cartel's been going on for years, man. I don't know the exact time. But you just hear about it more now. They're just more active. There's more news. There's more more cameras compared to back in those days. You definitely get to see more.
You see more shit.
Absolutely.
So you didn't witness no crazy shit or nothing like that, no traumatizing type shit while you was a kid down there, did you?
Down there, no. I think I might experienced more of that traumatizing shit.
Okay, all right. So coming from America and moving to Culiacan and then moving back, when did you move back?
When I was about 8, in the late 80s.
In the 80s?
So I came back in the crack era.
Oh, fuck. You came back when I was born.
Yeah.
I was born in the crack era, you know what I'm saying? Probably one of the roughest times ever to be born. I feel like that's why a lot of us are so resilient. You know what I'm saying?
Shark world.
Straight up, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat or be ate. one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fucking choices for real, for real.
Especially at the east side, there's only one way to survive, man. You gotta stand your ground.
Coming up, let's talk about it, man. Coming up, because I'm from Louisiana, bro. I don't feel like that's somewhere to fuck around with, bro. But when I look at California, I just feel like that's a whole nother beast. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a different type of animal, man. Growing over there in East LA, man, you know what I'm saying? What was some of the shit that you had to deal with, bro?
Shit, when I first got back from Sinaloa, where we stayed at, it was this neighborhood, and they were always active. One thing that stands out, and I never forget, is watching a man getting kidnapped in the corner of the street.
Man.
I was going to the store. Back in the days, I don't know if it was the same out here in Louisiana, where you had corner stores like meat markets. So it was a lot easier. You
definitely. For sure. We had the store right across the street. Shout out Sensley's, you know what I'm saying?
So it was the same for us. All I had to do was walk down the street and we get everything we needed.
Straight up.
It was one of those runs where I went to get some meat for dinner. And on that walk down, I just seen a few girls and a guy dragging a dude, putting him in the car. He tried to get out of the car and he jumped out of the car actually, but he landed on his head. He fell backwards.
Damn, so that's fucking wild.
Obviously, with that head hitting the ground, the asphalt, he was disoriented. So they were able just to get him back in the car, and all they kept yelling to everyone that was looking, "Oh, it's my husband! It's my husband! He's just drunk." But that's not what it looked like.
Yeah, they snatched his ass
up.
Did you know before they got snatched up or what?
No, but not too long after I started seeing rest in peace shit in the neighborhood. So I kind of
So you knew what it was. Yeah, that's crazy.
Most of the people there were all affiliated. It wasn't like now where you see bums everywhere.
Yeah.
Like if they were in the streets, they belonged in that neighborhood.
Straight up.
Now it's changed where you got people from different states living all over the city. But it was easier to
it's gentrified and shit now. You know,
now it's different.
Yeah. Damn, that's wild as fuck, man. I can't imagine being a kid, bro, because I seen some wild shit as a kid, too. But seeing a motherfucker get kidnapped, thrown in the motherfucking trunk, that shit hit different, you know what I'm saying?
That's definitely,
Yeah, that definitely cut you out of a different cloth, you know what I'm saying? So coming up, man, when did you get into the weed space, man? You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I've always loved weed. I started smoking weed in middle school.
Shoo. You've been smoking for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
So
You've been smoking for a minute. Say, what?
That's when I got introduced to it. And I've always had love for Mary Jane Sims.
Yeah, you smoke weed every day.
Every day.
Yeah, Sersky.
But I got into the grow in 2004.
So you got into growing in 2004. Yeah. You hear that? Danklab been in this shit a dub. You my second grower to be on here that's got a dub plus in growing. You know what I mean? Which I think is fucking dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't quite at a dub, but I'm almost at a dub. You know what I'm saying? I done took time off in between multiple different times. So
yeah, we all have to make those pauses. I think at some point in our lives, I had to do the same on multiple occasions. But just the love that comes with this plant.
There you go. Me knowing your flower and what you put into it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing your fucking thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too much bomb flower that's homegrown, you know what I mean, out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, like I know, it's a select few people that know what the fuck they doing, man, that really can get the best out the plant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like you're one of them for sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like you're definitely one of them. You know what I mean? Fucking just seeing you bang out consistently, and then I remember when you brought the OG to the crib that time, bro. Man, some real life OG. You know what I'm saying? Not none of that fucking play, and he grew it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember you brought that LCG over to the crib. I want to say it was Ghost OG.
It was.
Was I gonna see? I have good memory. You know what I'm saying? Ghost OG, and I remember you brought that lemon cherry over, you know what I'm saying? And that shit was smoking too. That's why I knew. I was like, okay, they know what the fuck he's doing, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know that I'm a grower. A lot of people don't know that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and JV just talked about this the other day. He's like, bro, I didn't know you was a grower. I'm like, bruh, you never seen my garden? You know what I'm saying? Like, you never seen my fucking garden before? You know what I'm saying? Like, not even my cannabis, you know what I'm saying? My vegetable garden, you know what I'm saying? You like, nah, and I showed you, like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, if I showed you what the backyard looked like before it looked like this, you'd trip out, you know what I'm saying? Because you watched me do that whole process, you know what I'm saying? If they've been following me for a minute, you see me do that whole process, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
You had veggies in the backyard.
Yeah, man. I had some tree back there too, you know what I'm saying? I actually bred my strain back there in that backyard, man. Shout out to the biscuits and gravy, you know what I mean?
Ones you gave me.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Look, shameless plug, man. Quick promo, man. Shout out to the sponsors for the day. Yee-hee. Shout out to Guy Ethos from the Danklab, man. No play, man. If y'all looking for some of that premium, man, not none of that motherfucking play, man. None of that shit they say, hey, say. This, that, him right here, you know what I'm saying? This, that motherfucking Himothy. You dig me? Get you some of that Danklab, man. They got the gallitos. What you call the bigger ones?
The gallitos are mini hash holes.
Yep.
So the gallitos is the brand.
Okay, the gallitos is the brand.
We have the micro hash.
They got the micro hash.
Which
okay.
are in the jars.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's you're showing the flour now.
No play, man. Y'all see what's going on? A whole lot of that shit.
And the pre-rolled tubes, those are our minis.
Yeah,
now the minis is a gram of flour with 0.2 of real hash rosin.
Man, and then you got the full.
And we got the full ones for the the players, the big
full for the big smokers, man, for the big chiefers, you know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. And shout out House of Frutas. Y'all know what's going on. Muddy Sticks coming soon. 31st, man. The wait is almost over, man. You know what I'm talking about? Get you some muddy sticks, muddy water. Yee slushies always available. You know what I'm saying? Get at your boy, man. But back into the story, man. Back into the grow space. What made you move into the grow space, bro?
You know, at first it was just, what's the word I'm looking for? Curiosity. Just wanting to know Mary Jane better. Mm-hmm. You know, you read about it. Back then, High Times was killing it. So that was a must magazine that you had to have.
Straight up, you had to.
And reading.
I remember going through them shits, bro, and looking at them weed plants like, bro, how's it even possible to grow a weed plant like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, man, I remember the High Times days. You had to wait for the magazine to come and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you knew what they would be at the 7-Eleven or wherever.
Yeah, you knew. You knew. Shout out High Times. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like that was an inspiration to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So seeing the High Times, you know what I'm saying, and trying to recreate them type of pictures, you know what I'm saying, and type of frost levels that they had on those shits, man. What kind of motivation was that for you?
Just watching every single step of the plan was motivating within itself. And the end result, it's kind of like when you're, say you're building a house, you know, you start from just the framing or better yet the foundation.
Yeah,
make sure you have it. Every step has its process, right? And it's the same with the plant. Once you realize how she communicates with you, it takes off blindfolds that you've been wearing in life.
Because they tell you a lot of bullshit.
And at that point, you adapt and you just become one with the plant.
Straight up.
Every plant's a little different, so that as well always kept me in the game, trying to figure out who's what and what she likes and what the other one likes. Not to mention, once you start bringing in the microscopes or even just
the high def cameras,
dude, the guy that puts you it just blows your mind just what you're seeing in the.
It's really trippy.
But it's a good process, man. At the same time, it's a lifesaver. I mean, if you do your homework on it, you understand the plant has a lot of good properties that it benefits the human.
That's right.
From what I understand,
we'll speak on it. You know what I mean? What he's saying is really some medicinal value to this plant out here. If y'all don't know, my man right here has beaten cancer. You know what I'm saying? And is in remission right now. For how long now?
2 years.
2 years in remission, you know what I mean? So if y'all don't know, Dank is a motherfucking real fighter, you know what I'm saying? He done fought for his life, you know what I'm saying? Most of y'all motherfuckers ain't fought for a goddamn dollar, you know what I'm saying? He done fought for his whole fucking life out here, man, you know what I'm saying? And the weed definitely, I feel like, may have helped you in that. How do you feel about that?
I think it's helped me throughout all my life. I mean, cancer has been one of the biggest hurdles I have to go through, but my life has been a book. And there's been a lot of battles that I had in the streets, just family and life, period. So at the end, I think it's helped me maintain and keep a balance with the cyclone of life that we sometimes get.
That's right, because it's definitely a roller coaster.
Yeah, it is. And at the end, just the stress. I mean, take away, regular drama that you have in life and you focus just on work. In America, all we do is work.
That's right.
Pay your bills.
That's right.
Work.
Yeah.
That alone is a lot of stress.
That's real tough.
Just to keep up with that.
That's real tough.
And in my life, I've always been a hustler, bro. I've always been a go-getter.
There you go.
I'm not one to wait for a raise.
That's right.
If I need
that,
some
I know about
money,
you. Definitely. Hustlers identify other hustlers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely know. What's funny is I was literally just talking about you the other day. We was talking about how we met. You know what I'm saying? I was telling them the story of how me and you met. You know what I'm saying? So from your perspective, I'll let you tell the story of how we met, and then I'll tell you the perspective from my view. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like me and Dank met really crazy. You know what I'm saying? We had like a really crazy meetup. I'll let him tell his part of it.
So that was when I first found out I beat cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just kind of landed and connected the dots. There was an event, and I knew I had to go promote. That was the first event ever I was going to hit.
That's right. We ain't going to say no names.
Yeah.
We ain't going to say no damn names of the other event, all right?
I had to learn a lot of what needed to be done.
Okay.
So my whole goal was just go, learn, observe, take notes, move within the people, network if you can.
Straight up.
And while we were waiting in line, this dude was right in front of us. He had his little case, with his little bottles in there, and he was making himself a drink in a foam container.
Rewind back a little bit, because we was in line for a minute.
Yeah.
We was in line for a hot-ass minute. It was hot as fuck. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were smoking.
There, we were smoking, too.
We were smoking. That's when I brought out, at that time, I didn't call them gallitos. I had started getting into the hash game.
There you go.
When I was going through cancer, I couldn't smoke my joint, so I had to vaporize.
Wow.
And I went to the hash. Like, the hash was my best friend.
Work. Yes, sir.
And at the same time, all my grows were getting processed for my medicine to battle cancer.
Okay. So you had some gallitos then?
Yeah. At that time, I had them, right? That's what we were smoking.
Okay, that's what we... Oh, wow. So we were smoking gallitos.
Hash holes.
Okay, in the line. All right.
I came, like I always roll up with pre-roll, you know what I mean, joints. And they all had hash. They all had
I did not know that shit. This motherfucker's over here slipping motherfucking goddamn hash hole blunts on motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, though.
So one of the homies was right there, and he was chopping it up with HOF pretty good. Solid, way more than me. I met him, whatever, we were smoking. But the homie was chopping it down, and he was making a friend.
That's right.
When you finished pouring, you gave him a corner.
That's right.
Of that bottle.
I did. Correct.
He grabbed it, put it in his pocket. We kept, just sitting in line. I think it was like 2 hours that we waited.
Yeah, we was in line for a hot ass minute, bro.
At some point, this guy sees somebody for the
that's right,
for the event.
Yep.
And he dips.
Yep.
He goes on his own.
Yep.
So the homies posted. He grabs the bottle. I'm gonna drink this shit.
Boom. To the weed with the muddy water. You know what I'm saying? This original muddy water right here. This before I had a recipe. You know what I'm saying? This was straight thugging muddy water right here.
And mind you, he had nothing to drink.
Ooh, and it was blazing. And we smoking hash holes, all right? Remember this.
So he ends up getting inside. We keep smoking. The homeboy was across from us, I think. You were sitting down at
he was to the right of me. I was at like a little bar type situation. Doing me busting down. Yeah, I was busting down and shit.
There was an old man next to you that was smoking with you.
And remember the chick was filming me. You remember that?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say her name, but she know who she is. She was right there. She seen it too. Go ahead.
So being that it's hot, there's really no ventilation in that place.
It was hot as fuck in the club.
The homie was fasting.
Wow. I did not know that shit.
That's really what...
That was it for him.
Once we grabbed a couple bottled waters, and dude, homeboy's big.
Yeah, bro's a big dude.
Tall. He was, I think, a basketball player at some point in college. But once he drank that gulp of water, I think he drank half of the bottle.
Yep.
For the whole bottle.
Yep.
We just seen him take a step back. His eyes fucking rolled. Down he went.
Down goes Frazier. Do you hear me? Down goes fucking Frazier. I ain't talking about don't just fall on the ground. I'm talking about face first on the ground. Go ahead.
Yeah, we had to break the fall, and try to help him out. Again, I had just got out of surgery. Well, not surgery, but I had just got out of into remission. And I had a surgery maybe a month prior to that event. Dude's big.
Big dude.
I couldn't help even with his legs.
Man.
Myself up. So at some point, I had another homie with me, and I had, my lady and a friend of ours. They all helped out, and some other dude, I think someone that was standing there, or maybe one of the security guards, not sure who he was, but
this was crazy.
We all helped to get him outside and get him some air, which came back and recovered from it. But
did y'all end up coming back in?
No.
Or did y'all go?
No, we did. We took turns.
Okay.
Yeah, we made it happen regardless because we took turns. We ended up just kind of cycling, going back and forth. We got him something to eat because we found that he was fasting.
Okay.
And at that point, he started coming back. He was just recovering. It didn't take him forever, but we didn't want him to get up and try to go back in or even drive at that point.
Yeah.
So we made sure that he recovered. He had water in him. We gave him something to eat. And then, we drove his ass home, dropped off his car. You know what I mean?
Okay. Shout out to the homie. So check this out.
That's when I found out about the muddy water.
Yeah, it's just funny as hell. Now, hold on. I'll tell you the rest. I'll finish the rest. Because at the time, I didn't know Danklab. I didn't know who Danklab was. So I'll finish the story up. You know what I'm saying? I'll finish the story up. I'll tell them how it was from my perspective. So at the time, I was just making my rounds. You know what I mean? I had just started doing my thing with HOF. You know what I'm saying? And really trying to push the muddy water and shit. You know what I mean? So that event was my second weed event that I ever went to. You know what I'm saying? The first one was out at fucking 99th Avenue and somewhere out there in the field, you know what I mean? Like Carnival or some shit like that. And then I seen this one, so I was like, oh, okay, dope. I'm gonna slide to that one. Plus I knew the person that was throwing the event, you know what I mean? So I pull up, I'm like, damn, it's hot as fuck. You can't really see the line from where you pull up at, you know what I mean? So I pull up and I walk around the building and I see this fucking line like all the way to the end of the fucking building. I'm like, man, ain't no fucking way. As I'm walking up, I see somebody that I know that's standing right there with y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all was talking or not, but they was like, oh shit, there goes to so-and-so, come over. So I slide over, you know what I mean, start chopping it up. That's when I start pulling up, you know what I mean? That's when I give Danklab's homeboy the bottle, you know what I'm saying? So we still standing in the line. Now, I ended up hitting somebody on the phone and had them come meet me at the door because I didn't have no ID at the time, you know what I'm saying? I had lost my ID and I had a paper ID type shit, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, or like a fucking digital ID. But at the time, they wasn't taking that shit, bro. And the motherfucking security niggas was being fucking dickheads. Whoever you was, this fat little security nigga, fuck you on me, nigga. Yeah, he was being a real dickhead and shit. But one of the security was cool. I ended up giving him a bottle and the security was salty as fuck. Yeah, bitch ass nigga, huh? Yeah, hoe ass. Because they came and got me. He thought I was lying the whole time. Like, I'm like, bro, I got invited over here from the motherfucker that's throwing this shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we hear that all the time. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody y'all came all the way over here to play no games. So Shalina ends up coming out and fucking getting me and shit. So I slide in. That's when I post up where I was at, just rolling up, you know what I mean, doing my little thing right there, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'm guessing that's when y'all got in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it took a minute.
And so I'm sitting right there at the little bar doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Rolling up, you know what I'm saying? Smoking, enjoying the scenery. To my right is where Dayton them is sitting at, you know what I'm saying? Bro is sitting on a stool type situation, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting on the stool shit, and I'm rolling up, but I'm kind of paying attention to bro too, you know what I'm saying? Like, just out the peripheral, you know what I'm saying? I can't really, I can't see his face, but I can see behind him, you know what I'm saying? So, as I'm rolling the motherfucking blunt, I see this dude fucking fall off the stool fucking face first, bro. On me, I'm in fucking shock. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Did this motherfucker just die? Like, what the fuck? This motherfucker just croaked over in front of me, and I'm looking over on the ground to see who the motherfucker is. I'm like, damn, that's bro I gave the shit to, bro. That's bro I gave the motherfucking muddy water to, bro. Instantly, I'm thinking like, man, I about to kill this motherfucker, bro, with the muddy water, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. That's when I see you guys kind of swoop him up, bro. Like, they was struggling because this motherfucker's a big dude. He ain't no little motherfucker, bro. They were struggling to get his ass up out of there, bro. I'm like, damn, that's crazy as fuck. And then I see y'all just go to the door, and that was the end of me seeing y'all.
Yeah.
Fast forward. Fuck. A year? Like a year? What do you say?
Yeah.
Maybe a year.
A little over a year.
A little over a year.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little over a year.
Because it was June, I think, around that time.
It had to be. I had something in the backyard at the time, right?
Yeah, you were, yeah.
Okay, so it had to been around May-ish, June-ish, something like that. So about a year and some change go by. And I don't know what happened. Okay, somebody told you. I think you was already following me. You might have been following me the whole time.
I was.
You was following, I think, and bro followed me too. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see this, bro. You know who you is. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, bro. Well, so Dank was following me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about me at this time, I'm fucking rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fucking causing a lot of noise out of the streets for sure. You know what I mean? So when I met, when Dank hit me up, he might have DM'd me or something, you know what I mean? Because one of our close friends, I guess y'all had to sit down or something, you know what I mean? And talking like, man, you need to go talk the house, you know what I'm saying? For undisclosed reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like, so me and Dank had sat down. That's when we smoked the OG and the lemon cherry, you know what I'm saying? You see in the backyard and all that type of shit. We just chilling, bro, in the living room smoking. And Dank says, bro, you don't remember me? I'm like, nah. Where I know you from? He was like, bro, I was with the dude that fucking passed out at the club that time, bro. On my mama, bro. I looked at fucking Dank like fucking somebody died, bro. I'm like, bro, you can't be serious right now. I'm like, you wouldn't know about this if you wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? Come to find out, fucking Dank, at the time, he's Danklab now, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he's like, yeah, that was me. I was like, bro, what's the fucking odds, bro? You know what I'm saying? What is the fucking odds that you would be the dude who was with the guy who passed out in the club a year and some fucking change ago? You know what I mean? So I thought that was fucking really dope. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, it must have been meant for me to meet this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because we came back together like that, you know what I'm saying? And we've been fucking cool ever since, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, you one of my close friends. I consider you one of my close friends, you know what I mean?
When God lays out a plan, there's no changing it, dog.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Through, you know?
That's for sure. That's most definitely for sure. That was a fucking crazy night, though. You know what I'm saying? That was a fucking crazy night. So, man, you really making a lot of noise out there, man. I see you out there doing your thing, man, with the gallitos, you know what I'm saying, and with the whole brand, and doing your thing in the music, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Danklab in the music game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. You know, I came out with Frijoles Puercos.
Yes, sir. Let's rewind. Let's rewind. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. When he came to meet me at the crib, it was about the beans. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it was. You was bringing some beans over to the crib, and we was just going to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was that brought us back together. It was the fucking beans, 100%. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that has always opened doors for me. And that's how I got into connections with a lot of people in the music game.
From the beans, bro?
From the beans.
What?
Yeah, and you know my tenacity, you know.
Yeah, for sure. You got good personality, bro.
I definitely look for it.
Okay.
So there's this group,
that's right.
Efectivo. We're really close now, but back then, the homie Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Shout out Shrek.
I always followed him. So in the comments, it was always blazing.
Yeah.
Like in the comments,
I see that.
Blazing.
I see that. Okay.
You know, so I do that sometimes, and you know, there's people that I connect with by doing that.
Yeah.
To me, it's networking. So that's what I did with him, and one day he finally responds, and he's like, "Hey, blaze it." He's like, "I'm gonna be in Phoenix a certain day." So we, you know, locked in, set up a time. But this dude tells me at 10 o'clock, so I ain't gonna be late.
Mm-hmm.
I get all my stuff ready and I roll up. I'm there by like 9:50. Walk up to the club, and that was not there.
Damn, killed your spirit up.
So, no, I knew he was gonna get there. But just like any music artist, if they're scheduled at 11:30, they're gonna be there at 12. You feel me? So he said 10 o'clock, but he didn't get there till 12 at night, at midnight.
Typical music artist shit.
Right. And me being me, I start networking in the lines. I start passing out my my stickers. I have beans on me, so I start passing out beans.
Yep.
I start meeting promoters, and I give them my hat. I give them some frijoles puercos. Keep in mind, these aren't just frijoles puercos.
That's a good strategy you using there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go ahead.
The beans is a mix of pork chorizo and cheese. You know, it's got some jalapenos. It's got a bunch of, you know, other ingredients that make it frijoles puercos.
Vegan options available also.
Yeah, this is it's a staple in our kitchen, especially anyone that's from Culiacan, from Sinaloa. Even in Sonora, you'll find frijoles puercos everywhere.
I remember you telling me the recipe came from your grandma and shit, bro. I remember you telling me that, man.
Yeah, I
feel like that's dope.
Her. You know, and again, I got raised by my grandma. My mom wasn't in the picture, so it was the grandma's cooking that I lived with. So for me, that's always been something important. And when I went through cancer, I had to figure out how to consume cannabis without smoking it.
That's right.
Edibles was one of the ways of doing it.
That's right.
Long story short, what I did is I found a way to put hash into the beans. So we got medicated beans.
Yeah, that was another reason why we met too. This all started to come back.
Right.
We was talking
beans,
about the edibles. You know what I'm saying?
I
remember at the time, I think I had got you some honey.
Yep.
That's when I had the honey rolling. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. I remember that.
But that was one of the things that again that has opened up the doors, and that's how I got to Arsenal. The promoter Panda, shout out to the homie. That fool always comes through and gives me a call when any artist that's a smoker
yes,
is
sir.
coming up. He knows I'm going to bring the fire, so that's what he wants to represent when they come see him.
That's right.
You know, I'm behind him with that as well.
That's right. You know, it's a small group.
It is.
Yeah. It's a small group. You know, if you know who you is, you know who you is. You know what I mean? It. We get the call when they're in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? No flexing. Yeah, go ahead.
And wherever they open up doors, I mean, we're going to be there, whether it's, you know, the food industry or the music industry. I mean, we know a lot of people that like to, you know, toy with music as well.
That's right. That's right.
You know, we got house.
You know what I'm saying? How humble me. You know what I mean? I got that going on. Yeah.
So yeah, it's an opportunity, and you know, right now we got this gear collab going on.
That's right.
I'm helping them out with coming out with the designs and the printing.
That's right.
And doing all the work behind
That's
it.
That's
right. And just connecting, we're able to come up with that rooster.
The Gallo, yes sir.
That's
yes, sir.
An image of the homie Shrek. We got
that's
a lot
right.
of his features, and we're able to bring it to life in a cartoon version of him as
that's
a rooster.
Right. So when you see the logo, peep the details.
Yeah, there's a lot of details.
Definitely details. You know,
that's the whole Trap King. You know, comes from because he's the Trap Corridos King.
That's right.
Not necessarily, you know, the Trap King is. It's just we couldn't put Trap Corridos
King.
I think Trap King was fit for what he's doing in the music industry. If you guys don't know, he's the founder of, you know, Trap Corridos. Back in 2015, you know, they came out with a record, and that's really what got everything moving,
rolling. That's right.
In the Mexican music.
That's dope as fuck. When I see you out there doing your thing, man, because I watch you come up, you know what I'm saying? I watched you create your brand, you know what I'm saying? And move strategically, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's speak on that, man. Like, what's some of the things that you got to do to really be prominent in this game? You know what I'm saying?
You got to go all in.
You got to go in.
It's like Nipsey says, you know.
I'm talking about all money in.
All money in.
No money out like a Brinks truck, you know what I'm saying?
Keep your feet planted and just keep moving. You really see no gains. You know, it takes a minute. Right now, everything that you move, you make, you know, every shirt you sell goes back in.
Yeah, that's right.
And you put it back into marketing or making more designs. So it's definitely rough. It's not as easy as everyone thinks or imagines. So you got to have grit.
That's right.
Without the grit, I don't think you'll survive.
That's right.
This.
I vividly remember us talking about.
It's not like back in the days, you know, where you could profit a lot easier back in the days. Right now, you know, the game ain't the same.
Nah.
It's a lot more work that you got to put in.
That's right. It's certain things you got to do, you know what I mean? And if you know, you know. If you don't, you're on the other side. You know what I'm saying? This is the winning team over here, you know what I'm saying? We over here getting this shit popping, you know what I'm talking about? We wiggle into any kind of space, man, you know what I'm saying? Places that y'all can't be in, man, you know what I'm saying? That's how we rocking and rolling, for sure, in a short amount of time, you know what I mean? Because you ain't been doing the brand and shit. Let them know how long you been building the brand up.
Man, I think we're probably about 16 months, 17 months.
17 months in, man.
I mean, Danklab, I've had the Danklab a little longer.
You had the Danklab for a minute.
As far as, you know, marketing myself and being out there.
That's right.
It's been about 17, 18 months.
Come on now. Gas, man. You know what I'm saying? Put your foot on the motherfucking gas and let's go. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of hurdles, you know, that a lot of people don't know, but one of the reasons I'm not showing my grows or even my plants.
Yeah.
Because we get problems in there too. You know, shit goes down, and sometimes you got to put everything on hold.
Hey, man.
You got other things you got to handle. Not only that, but life.
That's right. Come on, man. Life definitely sets in for sure, because I done went through a fucking roller coaster, bro, in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But that's a story for another day. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Danklab. Quick shout out. Came through and blessed the podcast today. You know what I'm saying? No play, man. Shit. We will be slapping this on no play. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all see, tap in with him. Let them know where they can find you at, Dank.
It's an Instagram, _Danklab. And we also Gallito Rolls with the Z on Instagram. Those are our handles. You'll see some of our work being posted. And obviously, Gallitos, that's all you're going to see is Gallitos. You know, that's the page for that.
That's for Gallitos.
Yes, sir.
It's definitely. What's something that you got coming up, man?
Man, I got a lot of things in the work as far as, it's considered edible, but I think I want to kind of keep that consistency in the food side of things, like infusing different types of dishes and plates. Things, of course, that come from Mexico and from things that I grew up with that I know others may like as well. I'm testing a few things. It's just, it's harder than some people think. Just to have the right consistency. And me being me, I want it to be right. So I'm not just gonna drop something without being happy.
That's right.
It's gotta
be top notch for sure.
I've tried the gancitos. I don't know if you know what the gancito is.
Tell them what it means.
So it's like a small, tiny loaf of bread. It's like a sweet bread, and it's covered in chocolate. And then right at the top, it's got strawberry jelly.
Sock it to me. No play. So you finna drop that?
So I've been playing with it.
Medicated?
Yeah, I already know how to medicate it.
You cutting the fuck up.
The problem is getting the right...
Let's get a round of applause for that one.
The problem is getting the right consistency, the right size of bread. I'm
a test dummy. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you hear someone else that get tested out, you can bring them over here to your little bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it in for sure. That's most definitely what it is, man.
And the tamales, I've been talking about tamales for a while. Like,
and we ain't even gonna talk about that. We ain't even gonna tell them. We ain't even gonna talk about that. We ain't even gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Top 5 strains, bro.
Oof.
All time, bro.
All time?
All time. Top 5 strains.
All right. The Bubba Kush is always on top. And then the OG Kush.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about that OG.
And one to 5. What's number 1?
What's number 1? LA Confidential.
Boy, if y'all don't know, that's definitely one of my top 5s too. That's fucking crazy that you just said that right now, bro.
The Fire
number
OG
1
is another one.
Fire OG, okay.
And as far as candies goes,
it ain't gotta be. It's just top 5. It ain't gotta be no candies.
Okay, so then the other one would have to be. Fuck, man, that fucking OG Endo we used to get back in middle school, bro. We had to fucking send one of the homies to Compton and come back with little fucking pebbles of fucking Endo, bro.
What?
Fire.
Shout out to the Compton homies. You know what I'm saying?
That's one that has to go in the top 5 because you'll never see that shit again.
You'll never see it again.
I was lucky enough to taste it.
Wow. That's crazy. He said LA Confidential. You just fucked me up right now. Hey, that's a bomb. If y'all know about that fucking LA Confidential, bro, that shit hit different. You know what I'm saying? That's probably one of the best strains I've ever grown before.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get a chance to cross it at some point, to be able to grow it.
I had that black leaf, that motherfucker with them black ass dark leaves on that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Fucking little golf balls, bro. That frost on there, that funk was on that shit. What?
Yeah, that was some weed back then.
Man, shout out to the homies. Y'all remember that one for sure. You know what I'm saying? Comment if you remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is different for sure. Joints or blunts?
Joints.
He's a joint man.
All day.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
And I used to smoke a lot of blunts. Swishers was my thing. I used to buy them by the boxes.
I think everybody and their mama smoked Swisher Sweet. So I don't think if you was smoking weed at that time, you smoked Swisher Sweet.
Especially in LA.
You didn't smoke Swisher. What type of Swisher? Your favorite Swisher? Grape Swisher? I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. The best Swisher to me, bro, you know what I'm saying, was the wine Swisher.
Okay.
The wine Swisher hit different, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was a different type of time right there. The grapes was fire. We all smoked the grapes, bro. I smoked the hella regulars, the diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of them. But the wine was for me, for sure.
I just felt like the grape had a cleaner smoke. It wasn't as harsh as other.
That grape was gonna taste like grape though.
All day.
You feel me? Yeah. It was gonna be graped up.
And keep in mind though, back in those days, you didn't have, all the variety of flavors that you have now.
That's true.
That's
true.
A lot of brick weed.
That's true. Yeah, you niggas was smoking Reggie back then for sure.
Even though in our town we would get, some lemon limon. We would get skunk. We had that real skunk. We had it out there.
That funk.
That fucking red hair.
That motherfucker funked the whole house up.
Yeah. And then there was times that we would get the Arizona weed.
Oh, yeah. It was that Christmas.
Fluffy.
Yeah, that Christmas.
Pillows.
Oh, baby, I love the way. That motherfucking AZ Christmas.
That's when the scenes
started
coming out.
Yeah. Because that Christmas didn't have no seeds, bro. The Christmas didn't have no seeds. If you knew about the Christmas, you niggas ain't been trapping long enough, you know what I mean? You know about the motherfucking Christmas, you dig me? Yeah, big Christmas things, man, you know what I mean? I was fucking with the Pice of homies back then, you dig me? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we ain't gotta speak on it, this ain't Black TV though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, so let them know, man, what you got coming up, man. Any events or anything, man, you know what I mean, before we get up out of here, man.
Yeah, we have a few events coming up, some in California. We have 2 of them out here in Arizona as well.
Lock in on that.
One at the end of this month and another one in October.
There you go.
In October, we have another one.
Yeah, let's lock in on that. Y'all make sure y'all
Dank
out here making moves. He's state to state with it now. You know what I'm saying? Mr. State to State, you know what I mean? You know I'm real proud of you, bro. I must say I got to give you your flowers, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people are haters, you know what I'm saying? They don't like to motherfucking congratulate people on the great shit that they're doing. I see you out here doing your fucking thing, bro, you know what I'm saying? From me to you, bro, keep doing you, bro, you know what I'm saying? I see you, dog, for real. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Keep the pedal to the metal. And a lot of it, as well as you know, dog, is a lot of what you guided me through has helped get to where we're at today.
Straight up.
So we also want to thank you for, giving us the opportunity of just sitting down with you to begin with and making a good friendship out of this.
Straight up. Most definitely. It's we made the best of this one for sure. We got a lot to come up though, man. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of work to do still.
The year is not
it's
over.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we still got work to do, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell people like, man, there's more work to be done, bro. We're not where we want to be, you know what I'm saying? We're just getting started, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So with that being said, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's been another good one, man. Y'all tune in to the next one. Shit. Yeah.